Hey everybody, Anthony 4x4 Adventures. Quick video just discussing awnings. Which is the best awning for your vehicle? And it might end up being which is the best value for money or the best value awning for your vehicle, because what you've got to think about is if you park it in a garage, that's one thing, but for a lot of people that don't have a garage, so something's going to be out sitting in the sun the whole time. It's going to be bolted to the vehicle. If it's big and heavy, it's going to be costing you fuel also, and it's going to deteriorate, and quite often lucky if they get used a couple of days a year. So in my opinion, you want to keep your expense down. You don't want to be buying one of these $2,000 or $3,000 awnings. Now, each to their own. Everyone's going to have a different use for their awning, what type of awning, how often they're going to use it, that sort of thing. So if you're doing a lot of trips and there's weeks and weeks a year that you're going to set up your 270 awning, then go ahead and spend $2 or $3 grand if you've got plenty of money and that's what you want to do. But this is more for the people that they want to be mindful of their spending. They only want to get cheap products if they work, and in this case they do. I'm not proud of the Kings brand. I don't promote the Kings brand. I'm not sponsored by any brands, AOB, Kings or anything, and these awnings I paid for, and I've got money to go and buy the most expensive awning on the market if I choose to do so. So I probably sort of want to share my reasons why, and maybe you should listen to why I went for the Kings. And look, I got the thinners out and I cleaned the Kings label off, because like I said, I'm not proud of it. It's not a good looking sticker, a good looking name. To me, it does make something look cheap and devalue that. So if you've got an expensive vehicle and you spend a lot of money using brand names, you know, setting it up, it's just not going to fit in the big picture. So I understand that, but do you really want to spend, let's just, you know, some examples. You can spend brand, you know, I'm sure TGM, Opposite Lock, ARB, they've all probably got, well, ARB is a prominent brand. It's very successful. A lot of people go to ARB, you know, they think it's quality, but you recently saw, I haven't got many ARB products, but we've got the compressor, and you saw how their bad design caused the problem with the compressor, and it was very difficult to get any service information, and there was no warranty, even though it was a design fault. And I had to pay money and personally rebuild the compressor myself and do videos to teach you guys. If this happens to you, this could be the problem, why the fuse is blowing and why the compressor stopped. And it's a relatively easy fix. If you watch the videos, it's really easy to rebuild that compressor. It is actually decent quality, but it had a design fault that they should have upgraded and notified people of, is my opinion. But look, so ARB, I'm not a fan of ARB. I'm not here to bag out ARB. I'm just saying an awning's an awning. It's going to sit out in the weather. They've got a similar construction, aluminium. They've got brackets that hold them to the vehicle. They've got rods that come out and ropes that tie them down. And if you set them up out in bad weather, in a storm, either one of them could get destroyed. Either one of them, it's just a bit of luck, to be quite honest. Now, the quality of ones you pay 4 or 5 times more for, maybe it's a little bit better, but these ones are about $100. Now, I'm not saying you should go buy the Kings one. I see online also, I watch and read, and when someone puts up a post and says, hey, you know, this, I got this from Anaconda, the June one, you know, they're $90 and they had it on a special for $48. I just think it's ridiculous. How do they do it? I mean, it's half the price of this one even. Absolutely go for it. That's the sort of awning you want. It's going to last you years. Even if you were to have some small issues, and there is a common issue with most awnings, and I'll just quickly touch on that. There's 2 aluminium extrusion pieces and the materials in between, and they're riveted together, and the 2 pieces rub. They vibrate on corrugated and rough roads, and they shear those rivets off. So you're best to upgrade to some little stainless steel nuts and bolts, which is what we've done quite often, and we've demonstrated, I think, in at least one of our YouTube channels, either 4x4 Adventures or 4x4Ds. I'm not sure which one. That's why it just pays to subscribe on both, so you don't miss anything. About $100 for that one, about $100 for that one. Why do I like these? Well, the side one's quicker and easier to set up. I did have a Rhino bat wing, and what I didn't like about it is when it folded out, you lost a lot of that coverage area at the front that you don't lose with a rectangular shaped awning. This is quicker and easier to set up, less ropes. If the wind catches it, less is going to go wrong. What could possibly go wrong? Well, on a day with didn't seem like any wind at all, but I figured a light breeze could come through. We were setting up the bat wing, and in the process a light breeze came through and quite easily just lifted it up and folded it, threw it over the roof. And of course those little sacrificial plastic hinges in my opinion, bad design. It should be a strong cast aluminium to give it some strength, and this wouldn't have happened, but they just ping, snap straight off, and you can see the damage it does to the vehicle, right? So not a fan of those ones, that's for sure. So just be very careful for yourself that this doesn't happen to you. I'm not too fussed, this is an older vehicle, but you know, a lot of people would get quite upset if they did this to their vehicle, or especially their nice new Prado or 300 series or something like that. So just be very careful. Warning, word of warning, little plastic hinges, sacrificial. I pulled them apart and had a look, and not much strength. What have these got? They've got those solid cast aluminium, where I've had these set up. I've seen plenty of other people with them set up while they're setting them up. And I'm not saying you should do this, but before they've got a chance to put those ropes, so you've got the awning out, the legs down, and they haven't got, and the wind's got on it, lifts it up, and what it does, it lifts up and it stresses and it twists on this aluminium that's mounted to the car, but it can't snap because it's aluminium. Well, it can in enough wind, of course, or the poles could bend, anything can happen. But the point is, I've seen them lift up and they just drop to the ground again. They go, oh yeah, we better peg that down quick, you know, and they do that and whatever. And I wouldn't say it's happened to that extreme to me, but similar sort of things where you're setting up, you just grab the pole and then you put the thing in. And I've never had a problem. They don't leak. It's just a basic material that covers your swag, keeps you out of the rain, or gives you some shade. And that brings me to my point of the why I've got the one on the rear, and it's exactly that. You're living out of the back of the vehicle, making lunches, making dinner, whether it's raining, whether the sun's beating down on you in 30 odd degree heat, full sun somewhere in Australia, and it's lunchtime. It's great to just unzip that and unroll. I find it really easy to set up either of these on my own and drop those legs down. I can have this set up. If I put the phone down, I can have this set up in 1 minute, and I've got shade, or in this case, Queensland, beautiful one day, perfect the next. Not what I've seen, I tell you that, right? Beautiful some days, not always. And beware of the rain is what the saying would be. Notice they don't use that anymore. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. Sorry to the Queenslanders, but you know, once again, each to their own. Same with the awnings. I'm just giving some advice. You know, King's products, just to touch on that a little bit. Yes, you're correct. This video idea was all from posts on Oz Prado Crew, and it quite often happens. That's at one of our Facebook groups, right? Oz Prado Crew, if you're in Australia. What gave me the idea is, well, a couple of things I want to say as well. So when someone puts a post up, and that's their what they've done, and that's their opinion, I suppose we've all got to be a bit careful not to go, oh no, I disagree, and I, you know, like, because it ends up a bit of an argument, because then they reply, and whenever you reply to something that's different to what they've just written, then they might, it's like a little mini argument. It's just a waste of time. So, excuse me, what I'm going to practice doing is, when someone puts something up, if I disagree, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to either say nothing. If you haven't got something positive or nice to say, don't say anything at all. Now, I've got a bit of a duty though, that I'm sworn to the big boss that I'm going to do what I can to help people save them money, keep their you know, vehicles reliable and all that sort of thing. So if there's something that's extremely wrong, misinformation, we're going to need to address that. But if it's just a matter of opinion, then we leave it alone. And that's what I've chosen to do today with a couple of different posts. One of them on replacing radiator hoses, that's really just completely wrong. I completely disagree with. I've put a little bit of information there, but I'm not going to make an argument. I'll just leave it alone. If that's what they want to do, go ahead and do it. If you want to listen to my opinion, you subscribe, you turn the bell on, and I'll give you the info here. And you know, if you want to have your own opinion, go and make your own video, go put your own photos, but try not to reply on other people's replies and go on, you know what I mean? So, because this is a thing that happens, and we're just trying to avoid conflict. And it's funny sometimes, the people that actually taught you what you need to do and what you don't need to do, sometimes they're even the ones, you know, respect your elders, that make the mistakes sometimes that get that thing going. So anyway, I've been the bigger man, and sometimes what I'm even going to do is, even when I post something and I make a mistake, even though there's nothing wrong with it, I think, you know what, that could have been done better. If it disappears, that's because I've just gone, you know what, that didn't come out. You know, you try and read it from a different aspect, from another perspective, from another angle, you know what I mean? And if I can at all find it that they wouldn't like that, then I'm just going to take it down, even if I wrote it right. I'm not going to bother putting sorries and carry on in there. It's just, you know what, I don't like the way this is going, I'm just going to take it down. And that goes for whether you've written something that, you know, if there's a bit of an argument going on between a couple of people, I might just take it down. And so with the other admins, because that's how we roll. We just want to keep it peaceful, keep it positive. Anyway, just a bit of info on awnings. That's what I think anyway. They sit out in the sun, they're going to get destroyed. My last one on the side of this vehicle, I gave away to someone, or gave it to them real cheap, you know, someone that was on a lower budget. There was nothing wrong with it. All the El Cheapo ones, they're all very similar. I don't know that the brand names that you pay 5 times more for are any better. You can get those if you want. If you want to have AOB stuff all over your car, and some people love that, they like that, they're really big on AOB, that's fine, each to their own. But I'm talking to people that I'm trying to help save money. They're putting products out in the sun, they're putting money on their vehicle, everything adds up. The next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And the King's product, for example, awning is perfectly good, just like the Swag and just like some of their other products. And of course, some of them are rubbish as well. And just to touch on their stuff a little bit more, we probably should do a separate video, but their solar panels, I reckon that does the job as well. They're not too bad. They're cheap, right? You know, a couple $100 and it does the job. These ones you can spend $1,000 on these brand names, you know, not to bag out, you know, Red Arc or anything like that. We've got the sticker on the car. Again, I'm not like a massive supporter or anything, but they do have some good products there, and I don't really have a problem. I'd certainly like Red Arc better than I like ARB products, if you like. But you know, whatever, each to their own. You know, quality if you want. Hope it helps get you thinking. Check out Anaconda, those June ones, because they're the cheapest. I haven't actually seen them myself, but people have posted up on Oz Prado Crew. If you're in Australia, you might want to get on this group. And if you're not in Australia and you're watching these videos, we've got 2 Facebook groups, 4B4 Adventures and 4B4 Diesel. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next video. See ya.